What's poppin', y'all? It looks like these streamers are finally fighting back against these clip pages because I saw this just the other day. So on your screen right here, this is a clip page that had the caption, Jason the Ween reveals the real reason him and Sakura broke up, claiming she was extremely controlling. I was literally saying, sorry, I was on that leash. And as you can see here, it says this media has been disabled in response to a report by the copyright owner, which means that this person either sent a cease and desist or this was likely a DMCA. Yeah, this was a DMCA takedown. And Jason the Ween is formerly of FaZe, one of the biggest streamers in the game right now. This guy is killing it. He's also brand friendly. So he is making disgusting levels of money. The guy just bought a Maybach the other month.
Met my first girlfriend on Twitter DM. She DM'd me. I was like, free stream content. Boom. Did her first stream. People liked her. I'm like, I bet. Keep doing it. Develop feelings. Boom. First girlfriend. Well, not really my first girlfriend. I had a girlfriend in high school, but like, brother, that shit count for real. It was so short-lived. Y'all know how high school relationships are, but yeah. Had a thing going with her. Started streaming more. She was like long distance, so, and you know, she would always be like, yo, I don't feel prioritized. Like, we were always arguing after.
So in this clip, he was talking about the first girlfriend that he ever had. And this clip page decided to take advantage of the recent relationship that he was in with this girl Sakura, that they got together and then they broke up because anyway, some internet stuff, and then they got back together again, and then I said that they're going to break up 100% sure, and then they broke up again, and that was recent. So they recently broke up again. He broke down crying on the Super Bowl Sunday. And the next day, he's like, yeah, you know, we're not together anymore. And then he would later talk about like, yo, you know, dating a streamer is very hard. But that whole Sakura narrative is big. So this person takes this clip completely out of context. And yeah, sure, you get a community note way later where they say the clip is reference to Jason the Ween's ex-girlfriend, Yujin, not Sakura, as shown by the stream title. So people put the clips together and they said like, hey, this is where you can see that he's not talking about the girl that this post is saying that he's talking to. But this is a thing that happens quite frequently now. Like, there are a couple of different pages, like Backend Fendi is one of those pages. Tommy Go Brazy or Tommy Go Crazy is one of those pages. Like, there are pages that post blatantly fake news and have been doing so for months. And people will see these things and then they will believe it. So this is the first time we're actually seeing somebody fight back in real time, because Lacey, who was also a member of FaZe, he was the first to announce that he would start suing these pages. And this was back in October.
At all what's happening in the situation, and they put a stake logo on the bottom so they can get paid out from stake clips, right? I will now be suing every single stake clipper. Every clip that is posted about me that is with a stake logo that is out of context to try to get hate on a situation that is not even happening. And then I see all these idiots in the comments, oh, Lacey this, Lacey that. How could Lacey do this? It's not real, bro. You are getting debated, okay? From now on, every stake clip that comes across my For You page, or if you guys see any out of context stake clips, please send them to me, because I will not only have them taken down, I will be suing. Not only will I be suing the people posting the clips, I will be suing the clipping platform that is providing the money for people to post out of context clips.
So a little bit of context, a lot of these pages were incentivized to drive up a lot of view counts because they would have logos of gambling companies on there, and that would be higher CPMs than they would earn just from Twitter X, which wouldn't be much. But in order to do that, some of them would just run damn near hate campaigns if they didn't like the streamer. And Lacey is saying like, yo, I'm gonna start hitting those guys up. And he would follow it up and explain why he was not suing these streamers, but sending them cease and desist in this next clip in December.
Oh, I don't care about taking the 20 cents per post that KickChamp makes on Twitter. I couldn't care less about that, right? But now that a cease and desist was sent, if KickChamp continues to lie on my name in his tweets and defame and slander me, he can't deny that he saw this cease and desist. And because he saw this, now, if he continues to do it, I can send a subpoena to Twitter to request his personal information and request that the account gets taken down due to it being inside of a court case. So I don't care if I lose money or if I don't win the case. That wasn't my point. Now, I have the power, and my lawyers have the power to send a subpoena to Twitter where they can say, hey, we sent a cease and desist to someone on your platform, and he's continuing to do what he's doing. If he keeps doing this, we will go into a lawsuit with Twitter.
Now he's talking about KickChamp, which KickChamp is hilarious. Like, he is funny if you're not involved with the streamer's business or if you're not one of the streamers. Like, if you're just like us, yeah, KickChamp is hilarious. These other pages, like the ones that I mentioned previously, they're talking about like kind of crazy things. Like, they're just talking about, oh, this person died, just wild stuff. But Lacey does have a good point in that if you are a streamer, you are a modern day celebrity, because the amount of reach that streamers are getting, like for example, Neon, right? None of you guys watch Neon. Not none, but the majority of you guys know who Neon is. You've seen Neon. You've probably seen a couple of minutes of Neon's content on some feed, some short form feed that you probably scroll through, or maybe on X. So you're aware of him. Similar to celebrity. So he is very widely known, but is he widely supported? That's a different story. So when people are putting fake news about you, it can actively harm your brand. Like, for example, one of the narratives that KickChamp spun up was that the Kai Cenat school thing, which Kai Cenat was forced to address because of that page. And he also thought Aiden Ross was paying that page. And that just spun into this huge narrative. And also the Nike deal. Like, people put out fake news about the Nike deal, and Kai Cenat ended up getting a call from Nike talking about like, yo, what's going on with this headline? So a random clip page put up fake news. I don't think that was KickChamp though. Put up fake news about Kai Cenat losing his Nike deal, and then Nike is calling him about it. So this has real consequences for these people's brands. And think about if you're a brand, you're just doing a Google search or a X search on this streamer, and then you see these crazy headlines associated with them that are fake and not true. They might lose an opportunity they didn't even know that they had. So I'm actually glad to see them doing this more often. Now, the whole DMCA takedown thing, it is controversial in the content creator space because it's more of like an ethical type of deal where people are like, hey, like they kind of have the ability to take things down and then they can take it to court. And a popular YouTuber that went the whole entire way with this was Spencer Cornelia. He was just completely in his right to use certain content, but the guy just had so many millions of dollars that he sued him. Like, it went through the whole copyright strike system. He sued him. He went through the lawsuit and he won the lawsuit, but it drained the YouTuber of, I think, north of 6 figures. So that's how far things can go. And the person that he was into the lawsuit with was very, like, he didn't care about his public perception. He just had a bunch of money and was throwing it at that. And the newest person to hop on this train is Silky, who was also formerly FaZe.
If y'all think that this is going to be the way to, like, get drama out of me, yeah, nah, we got this thing of real gang. I'm going to sit here. I'm going to put this wallet in front of a lawyer's face, and I'm going to say, tell me what you need. I got you. I want to make sure that these people are poor for the rest of their life. Whatever podcast that got going on or whatever, I'm going to take every single piece of revenue. Bro, do not lie on my name. What the f***? Do not lie on my name. I don't know none of y'all, bro. Like what the f***, bro? I don't, like, kudos to whatever y'all got going on. I'm happy for whatever tea service, whatever y'all got going on. I'm happy for y'all, bro. I don't care. Leave me out of this, bro. This year, I told myself I don't want to be in none of this extra weird drama, bro. This is the weirdest in the world, bro. The old me would have never even brought a lawyer into this gang. I would have just bombed y'all, like, instantly. Y'all could have got the old me. No, the old me would have just straight up just went straight for half.
Now this is a little bit different because I know Speed and Aiden Ross, they were part of like some company at one point in time that was just claiming anything that had an image or a short video clip of either of these people. I had gone through like a back and forth with them, and that's very, very different from what I agree with, which is if somebody is not speculating, if somebody is saying something that is outright false and using fake clips, then yeah, that's got to go. We've got to end that. And even Elon has talked about that they would be targeting these pages where they were doing unlicensed promotions, whether it was for like gambling companies or clip pages where they were paid to post and they wouldn't disclose that it was an ad, which is a little bit different because those are FTC regulations where you have to disclose that you were paid to make a certain post or an advertisement, so the consumer, because this is to protect the consumer, so the consumer knows, okay, this was paid. There is an incentive behind this. This isn't just something that the person has as their own opinion. It's also to distinguish like the opinion of the person versus what they were paid to post, especially when you've got headlines that are so important and these people's lives are being ruined by it. They're forced to address narratives that are completely fake. It's not even speculation. So these clip pages, they've got to go. Not clip pages in general, but people making up fake news about streamers, like this is actively harming them, and I don't like it at all, and I support it. Like they've got to set an example out of a couple of people and take them down. We're seeing Jason DeWeen is the first one where I've seen like, okay, this is an actual takedown that's being had. I do think the Lacey Kick Champ thing stopped because Kick Champ stopped posting Lacey altogether. So I think in his perspective, he just said like, hey, it's not, if I'm not allowed to, I guess, like paint narratives about this guy who I don't like, I'm assuming that he maybe isn't too fond of Lacey. Otherwise, Lacey wouldn't have had much of a problem with him. Then he's like, I'm just not going to post him at all, which makes sense. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments, because a couple of times I've fallen for some of these things, but I'll click the video and I'm like, this looks like it's clipped out of context, and then I'll have to do some extra research. But if you're going to do that about everything that you see online, you're just going to be overwhelmed. But yeah, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed, and I'm going to see y'all in the next one.